The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge a Boost, the bank account built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, and get a $25 matching deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by NYRA Bets. Claim your $200 deposit match bonus today at nyrabets.com/SGPN200. Promo code SGPN200. Scott, is there another race coming up?
Yeah, you got the Preakness.
Oh, okay. So I was wondering why NYRA was back. It's another race to come. Okay. All right. I might bet this one, Scott. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is brought to you by... Wait, what? No, that's not it. Whatever. Scott, I'm running off like 3 hours no sleep, and you can clearly tell. Or wait, no, 3 hours.
I don't know what the hell you're trying to say. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
It's fine.
I'm
All
going.
good.
I'm
Let's
going
go.
off of 3 hours sleep, not
Yeah,
3
there we
hours
go.
no sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Yeah, no. Yeah. Wait.
You're running on 3 hours of sleep.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
know I had that right. All right.
For the record, I'm on about 4.5. So there you go.
Yeah, but you normally run on 4 hours sleep, so that's like regular for you. But if you take an engine that's been running on about 6-7 hours of sleep and you just put it at 3, I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. But couple of things. One, shout out to all the mothers that may listen to the pod. We don't want to discriminate. I think we got one, Scott. I think that Happy Mother's Day, there's one person that might apply to.
Dorka?
Maybe. Oh no, oh yeah, Dorka for sure. I'm pretty sure Dorka is a Happy Mother's Day as well. Congratulations might be in order. Could be something else, but whenever you're out for the season WNBA, it is personal. I assume you're pregnant.
The
Hey,
fair
man,
assumption.
that pregnancy would take you out like a torn ACL, man.
I thought that's what you were talking about. So
Oh
that's where
no.
my mind went.
Oh no. I was just talking about how we probably have at least one mother that listens to the podcast regularly. At least
Oh,
one. I
okay.
feel like we got one. I'm almost positive we got one. Shouts out to my cousin who's also commissioning in the Air Force today. Starts in a few minutes. All right. We got a lot going on. Oh, Solitary. Oh, the horse isn't racing?
The one that won the Kentucky is not doing the Preakness, which is a complete waste. I know.
Oh. You were supposed to make this easy for me. Because you know what I'm tired of, Scott? And just, I mean, honestly, there's nothing to really recap. The Cavs are dead, and I don't know. But I'd much rather talk about this. So, I feel like I continue to lose money when you have these horses that are on the cusp of a triple crown, and I didn't bet them.
Mhm.
And that's immediately what I was thinking with that horse. Like, as we were having the conversation, I said, oh, let me go bet the guy that won last time because it's been a while. I feel like it's been a while since somebody has been real close, and that's normally a thing that I've seen in the horse racing realm. When I started to pay attention a little bit, I'm like, dang, I really wish I bet the guy that won last time because they won again. So, man, now we need a whole new strategy for who's going to win the Preakness.
Yeah, I
Is
don't really have a strategy, so
is
we're gonna
the
see.
who's the guy that got arrested? Is he still got horses? The guy that's a legend and all his
Baffert?
horses always that guy.
I believe Bafford's running. I want to say 2 horses for the Preakness, but I'm not sure.
What? Oh,
So,
what's their names?
I think he's running 2. I'm not totally sure, but I think
It's
one. I
Bob,
think he's
right?
running 2. Yeah, it's Bob Baffert.
Bob
Then again,
Babb.
you could argue that he hasn't been that good since he can't cheat anymore. So his horses haven't been
Oh
winning as much
dang, his
lately.
horse
But
his non-cheating horses aren't
his
winning.
non-cheating horses have not been doing
What?
enough.
Because people are so upset that he was cheating, and I'm like, what? I'm not upset he's cheating. I'm mad I didn't bet it. Hold on. I need to see what horses he's got in the Preakness. This is so much better than talking about the Cavs Pacers game. What was that fucking game, Scott?
It was a Mother's Day massacre, if you want to call it that. I mean, it was a
They had
destruction.
80 points at the half.
It was over very quickly. And you want to guess what my lock was on the show yesterday?
Was it the Cavs?
Yes, it was. Cavs -5. Yes, it was. Not fun. Not fun there.
Oh man!
The annoying part, though, is that the dog, I had the alt first half spread in the Thunder, and I lost on that Joker 3-pointer. But I ended up, of course, we backed the regular first half line in the Thunder you got there. But yeah, the Cavs didn't show up. Thought they would look sharp after game 3, and they did not. They got buried. You could tell it was really a tale of two different games because the Thunder and Nuggets came out there. Nobody could hit a shot. But the argument was at least they realized the stakes. Denver knew, listen, we have to defend home court. We got to try to go up 3-1. And the Thunder realized, well, we're down after 3 quarters. We can't go down 3-1 after giving up 8 points in the first quarter. Yeah. We have to win the game. So both teams just had an absolute war and killed each other for 48 minutes. Nobody could hit a shot. But OKC eventually won the game. Shout out to Case and Wallace, who played some good minutes off the bench. Shout out to Dort, who got his ass benched over the course of the game. But the point is he
was like 2 for 10.
He was 2 for 10. It was terrible. But I'm saying shout out to Dagnall for actually pulling him for Casey. Yeah. Casey was actually pretty good. But the point is the Thunder were able to deal with a hostile environment with some bad offense on both sides and win the game. And then you were looking at the next game.
I mean, 8 points in the first quarter, just to bring that up one more time. And also, before you continue going, because I realize the people have no idea who's talking to them, Scott Reichel. Scott, continue.
Scotty, beam me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, I feel like, once again, when you're looking at that game being a must-win game for both teams, Denver, in theory, could afford the loss more, but you don't want to give up home court when you're in Denver. So both teams just had a war. And then you got into the Cleveland game, and you're like, all right, Cleveland down 2-1.
I'm ready to see a good game. Hey, after that game, I'm ready to see a good game. Like, we about to keep it going. This is going to be...
I'll tell you what, it was a good game if you had the Pacers or the over, because the over keeps cashing in that series. But the point is the Cavs, after watching those two teams fight it out, just said, nope, we won a game. We're good. Indiana's going to roll over. And that just did not happen. Indiana punched them in the mouth. The Cavs didn't show up, and Indiana looked great. So, yeah, it was a bad read by me. It happens. Whatever. We'll move on. Swept the previous episode, so it could be worse. But I think you're looking at the Cavs, who might be dead. We'll see. It was also weird because we thought that...
it's the way that Scott doesn't want to. It's the way that Scott is like, hey, they might be dead, and it's the reason that you say might is because it's the Pacers. Because it's the Pacers.
No, it's actually nothing to do with the Pacers. I was going to segue into that. I was going to say they might be dead. 1, because they no-showed Game 4 and they're down 3-1. 2, because their best player got injured in shoot-around before the second half started, which is probably not a good sign.
Brutal.
So I think the Cavs are dead, by the way, potentially.
Okay,
but I do think that the Mitchell injury might be the nail in the coffin for me. Yep. Because initially you thought they're down about 80. You figured, okay, Mitchell's not there for the second half. And you'd be like, what? Did you out-duke Steve Kerr with the benching immediately? Did you wave the flag faster than anybody we've ever seen before? Now we see a video.
Everybody's like, did he just want to go get to the bus quicker?
Yeah, did they just decide, listen, Mitchell's averaging 40 in the series, why bother? We're going to sit him. And I'm like, all right, I actually kind of understand that idea. They're not coming back. And then you see the replay, and he just ends up taking a jump shot or stepping into a jump shot, and he just destroys his ankle. And I'm like, what just even happened? So he didn't play.
What is this?
And at this point, with Mitchell now, who's going to be getting an MRI, he's probably going to play. He'll be on a hell of a lot of painkillers for the game. But still, the fact that Cleveland no-showed a game like that, and now their best player got hurt with a non-contact injury in mid-game shoot-around, if that's not an omen for your season being over, I don't know what is. So we'll see what happens. But, I mean, damn, that's a bad game for Cleveland. And the injury made it worse, but...
The only thing that could make me... And, I mean, I'm not there yet. I haven't thought about it, to be honest. But the only thing that can make me bet Cleveland again this series is just the thought that we were in this situation where the Pacers were up 3-1, and they lost to Pat Bev and the Bucks. And then they had to go to one more game to close them out. That's the only thing that could get me to bet the Cavs one more time. And I probably can't even get there with that. I haven't looked at the line. I haven't even considered this game because it's not on our sheet for today. Yep. And I'll be talking about it, tomorrow or the day after, whenever that game is. But I mean, the only thing that if Cleveland somehow comes back from this, I won't be calling it. And if they get a win in the next game, it'll be only the Pacers' fault. Like only the Pacers' fault.
Well, initially, after getting killed in Game 4, I thought about maybe considering Cleveland in Game 5 if the Mitchell injury didn't happen.
Yeah.
Because there's a great argument for we just got blasted, we'll respond well at home, Indiana might be completely content with what just happened, and they're going to no-show it. And then Mitchell got hurt. He has an MRI now, so it's not even a fake injury, it's an actual
Nope.
injury. And now it's like, yeah, do you want to lay 7.5 or 8 with Cleveland with Mitchell being injured? Nope, not really. Not really interested in that. So we'll see what happens with Mitchell's injury. But once that was officially news, I did not want to bet on Cleveland again. There's a whole separate conversation on what Cleveland might do in the offseason. I'll wait for the elimination before I end up considering what they're going to do. So I'm not going to bother. But I'll ask you, though, do you want to talk at all about the Thunder and Nuggets game?
No, I feel like we understand, and we know exactly what this is. This is going to be a back and forth series, and maybe OKC blows them out a game, or it's a close game and it's a 50-50 shot at that point.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty safe statement. Oklahoma City won the game courtesy of two things, their defense and Denver's offense being terrible. OKC's offense still looks horrific, and it's why the under was never in doubt in that game. Both teams looked exhausted, besides the 25 points in the first quarter combined, which is disgusting. A lot of the game was just ugly.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City was relying on Shea step backs, and Shea had a couple possessions in the final minute or so where he had 2 3-pointers on one possession.
Yep.
Which he bricked both.
Yep.
Then he dribbled the ball off his foot. And then he dribbled the ball for 23 seconds and took a leaning in jumper and he bricked it. So I thought that Shea once again was not very good down.
But the only reason I wasn't saying anything because at that point in the game it was like time is score. So you took 23 seconds off the clock, so that's good, but you didn't make the shot. And it was multiple times that they did that. They ate up a bunch of clock. Like it was just an ugly game with a bunch of ugly missed shots.
Truth is, they got by because they were in the bonus pretty quickly in the fourth quarter. And Shea ended up with 9 points, I think, in the fourth. Some were free throws. They fouled Caruso 70 feet from the basket. They fouled Hartenstein on a push in the back 90 feet from the basket.
And that's crazy. The fouls ended up flipping against Denver because that was the only thing that kept Denver in the game in the early part. They had 4 field goals, I think, at half. Like the foul shots, them getting to the line, I think in the second quarter, they were in the bonus with 9 minutes to go. Like the foul shots were the only thing that were keeping them alive in the game in the offense. I mean, and that's why I get why the spread be so high for OKC because it's just like OKC's offense can come alive.
They're clearly the much better team. Like it's not even close.
But I don't know.
Denver
we got to move on, Scott.
We'll move on. I just wanted to say good win for the Thunder. It wasn't pretty, but you know what? Road wins of the playoffs rarely are. So nice win for OKC. We'll see how they look in Game 5. Denver, though, look, they don't have much talent. They couldn't have shot yesterday. Joker's got to play better. That's my last point. But look, they tried. They made it a good game. They made it a good series. I didn't give much of a shot in the series. I gave them 2 games. So at least we got to that point.
Yep.
The Thunder
cashed Denver plus 2.5. That was the most important part of it.
For a young team, it was a gutsy win by OKC, who really didn't play well, but defensively they were incredible down the stretch. That's the last point I'll make.
They have to. For me not to be completely out on OKC with whatever happens for the rest of the series or the rest of the playoffs or whatever. They have to win this game. You have to win this game. Have to. That is a must win. If they lose Game 5 at home with a 2-2 series after getting home court back,
I don't think they go back from Denver.
I'll officially be out.
Yeah,
I'll be out.
I don't think they win Game 6 in Denver if they lose Game 5. So
completely out on OKC if they lose this game. They have to win that game. With that being said, I'm more than likely going to be on Denver plus points. Just throw that out there for the people.
It's a lot of points, to be fair.
It is. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums. Earn cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. The Preakness is just around the corner, and there's no better time to get in on the action. Oh, wow, Scott. I didn't have to ask you that question. I could have just waited until the read, and then I would have got my answer.
I mean, it was the same read, but this one's a bit more detailed.
Yeah, but...
Do you know where the Preakness is held?
All right, so I am pretty sure. So Kentucky Derby is easily Kentucky. The Belmont, I'm pretty sure, is the one that's in Baltimore. No, because you go to the Belmont a lot, but Baltimore is in a no. Preakness is in Baltimore.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That is correct.
Fucking go.
That is correct.
Let's go. I know my horses.
And Belmont's in New York.
Yes, because you go to Belmont all the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I know my co-hosts. I know my horses. Very good. Sign up today over there using promo code SGPN200 and score a $200 deposit match bonus. Don't wait. Head to nyrabets.com/SGPN200 and claim your $200 deposit match bonus today. That's nyrabets.com/SGPN200. Ah, you like how I used that detective work there, Scott?
I was keeping my mouth shut. I was
Yeah.
letting you go through the process.
Yeah.
Very good.
I knew it was a connection with you and the Belmont, and I had to make that connection. I almost messed up and got that wrong. All right. Underdog Fantasy just launched their new ladders game, so you can head over there and try it out. Win up to 500 times your money watching your favorite players climb the ladder, or you can go win 100x in their regular pick'em entry where you can pick higher or lower your favorite players' fantasy stats. Do all of that. Head over to NBA SGPN. That is your promo code at underdogfantasy.com. And your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 will be there. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code NBA SGPN. All right, let's talk about. Oh, is it my guys?
Yep.
Yeah, my guys. All right. Boston Celtics on the road going to play the New York Knickerbockers. The Knicks are catching 6.5 at home here. 208.5 is the total. Injury report. Is there anything? Sam Hauser. That's the name that I constantly remember being talked about in this series. Let's see if there's an update on him. He is a questionable to play with an ankle injury here today. Nothing to report for the New York Knicks. Scott, I have avoided picking this game, and I'm still not going to pick it.
Well, I have to interrupt you for a second because you did say there's nothing to talk about. Do we think Cat actually broke his finger? He's going to play anyway, but I have to ask.
Potentially. How much does it matter? I don't know.
I think he did, but I just want to bring it up.
Yeah. I mean, it says that, like, they make it seem like he said it and it's something there, but he's not on the injury report.
I think he's going to play, but I think he knew immediately I broke my finger. So I think that he's going to struggle, but we'll see what happens. I wanted to mention it, though. He's going to play. We'll see if he has any type of, like, splint or something on his finger, but I think he broke it. We'll see how he looks.
Was it the shooting hand?
That I don't remember.
You can't remember.
I don't think it was, but I'm not sure.
Well, I hope not, because I need Cat to have a good. Well, even if it is broken, if you could still have a good game, that'd be amazing.
You can still grab rebounds, so
that would be really, really amazing. I mean, hey, nobody could take away the 2-0 lead. That's all I could say. Nobody can take away the 2-0 lead from me.
Well, I'm curious what your stance is right now, because they no-showed game 3, basically. They got killed.
Yeah.
They've been killed in the first half every game. Is this the 2-0 lead was fun while it lasted? Or is this we no-showed one game, but hopefully we come out with a bit more purpose in game 4? Where are you at right now?
Christian Rodriguez said this is non-shooting hand. Yeah, no bing bongs today. We only do bing bongs after a win. Sorry, chat. No bing bongs today. We gotta chill. We gotta chill because one, I don't want to jinx anything if they do somehow win this game. I have no longer any faith. It only took one loss for me to give up completely, and it was fun. Like, it was fun, and I just want everybody to know that assholes were clinched for 2 games. After game 2, assholes were officially clinched, and the Knicks were the reason of that. Now, they might have released after they finally got something done in game 3. And we'll see what happens in game 4, because this is absolutely a must-win for them. Absolutely. However, I don't know. If Cat is not effective, I have no idea how good the Knicks are going to be. Jalen Brunson has to finally have that game, and I think he can. I think he finally can. Like Drew Holiday is a great defender, but I think Jalen Brunson has proved that he can kind of score on anybody. It's just that the Celtics are just really, really good at team defense and keeping him off his spot for the majority of the game until the fourth quarter. So I really, really need Brunson to have a big game here. If I'm enthusiastic, I would say no, clearly not. But that completely changes if they get a win here.
Yeah, I do want to point out, by the way, that your boy is the ref for this game. So we'll see if
Oh, is he?
we'll see if he helps the Knicks out in this
Oh
game.
man, wait, he's the extender though.
He can extend it to a potential.
But what I'll say is we talked, and I feel like we talked about it maybe last season, how the extender isn't extending nowadays.
Well, they might be trying to ease him back into it because he hadn't done.
Oh, they gave him a layup.
I was gonna say he hadn't been there for months. So the fact is that they're trying to get him back to game speed, and they'll bring him back out.
So you're giving him a layup? Is that what you're saying, Scott? Where's the layup?
Well, they tried to bring him out for the Warriors and Timberwolves game, and then the Timberwolves ended up winning. That was game 3, but the point is they wanted to see how he'd look at reffing his first game back in a while.
Yeah.
Thought he was fine. Warriors covered.
Yeah.
Shout out to Draymond for knowing the spread. But still,
shout out to the Warriors for covering.
Shout out to Draymond for knowing the spread. But anyway, point is that Scott Foster had not reffed in a while, so it wouldn't shock me if the league tried to get him a couple of games to get back to game speed, and now they'll bring him back out
in the perfect extender spot. He's getting.
They wanted to see if he still had it. Now, you mentioned as a Knicks fan that you were just along for the ride, and of course, it's always fun to laugh at a team that's a massive favorite. I mean, blowing a 20-point lead
twice
in back-to-back games, which has never happened before, is hilarious. Now, as an unbiased person who is a Nets fan, shout out to the draft lottery tonight, by the way. Let's go Cooper Flag.
Wait, is that tonight?
Yeah, it's tonight. It's before the game, though. They have the draft lottery at 7, Knicks game's at 7:30. So I actually like how they staggered it. But look, really, even up to nothing for the Knicks, I still picked Boston to win the series. I did not give the Knicks much of a chance to win the series because I don't think the Knicks are actually that good, which is not a hot take. We watched them against Detroit. They got by. You look at the betting odds. And the Cavs, by the way, who are now 1 game away from elimination, have better odds to win the East than the Knicks. Fun fact.
No way.
1 game away from elimination, they have better odds than the Knicks, who are up 2-1 in the series against Boston. So nobody actually thinks this Knicks team's good. But they play with heart. Like, that's kind of what you're looking at. Boston's been up by 20-plus points in all 3 games of the series. The Celtics are clearly better. The question is, will the Celtics choke again? Because Mazzulla and Tatum and Brown short-circuit in the final 12 minutes of the game. That's how the Knicks can win. Now, there are some ways to look at the Knicks in a positive way, which is, 1, they have not played a good offensive game the entire
season.
Yet.
Oh my gosh, if we could get 1 good game, that's it. 1 good game, and we're up 3 games to 1, and all the pressure is on them for the next 3
Pretty
games.
much. The Knicks
but they can't play. They can't play this team well once.
No.
They can't play them right once.
And even the regular season, you lost 4-0. You did win 2 games. Most people thought the Celtics were going to win in 5 because that's classic Celtics fashion.
Yep.
The Knicks fans are thrilled they won 2 games.
Dude, come on.
And you're playing with house money.
That was crazy plus money.
Correct. Crazy plus money. They've already been showing that they have gone further than people's expectations. It doesn't change the fact, though, that Boston's outplayed them for about 95% of this series.
Yep.
Boston's clearly the better team. They match up very well against this Knicks team. You mentioned Brunson, who's had a couple of good fourth quarters. Besides that, he's been really bad early in games. I took his first quarter under points on VSiN over the weekend. That cashed again. It was plus money. I think that the Knicks, the one thing they have to really work on, forget about the full game. You got to play a good first half.
Dude,
you can't
keep walking behind.
You can't keep walking off the bus down 15 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep doing that. You got to at least show up. I know that you're going to argue MSG is a good atmosphere. It's really not.
It's not. It's the worst atmosphere.
When you've lost 4 of your last 5 home games and you've lost 3 straight home games, it's really not a great home court environment. Did you see Peyton
Pritchard in Game 3?
Pritchard was wide open, by the way.
Did you see him in Game 3?
Yeah, he was
This is
fantastic.
ridiculous. This is what I be talking about. And what did he do in the first 2 games? This is what I be talking
From
about
what I
when
remember, Pritchard was actually good in game 1, and they just stopped going to him in the fourth quarter. But Pritchard actually played well, I think, in the first half of game 1.
25 that was like 25 points off the bench.
Pretty
Like,
much.
that's what dudes do. They go into
It was,
Madison
for the
Square
record, though,
Garden.
it
You
wasn't
got all those
fluky.
Italians yelling
Yeah.
at you, and everything's just so frustrating. And the guys on the bench just show up.
Well, to
Like,
correct you, it's Italians and Ben Stiller. So you got to separate Ben Stiller. But the point is, look, the Knicks are in a good spot because that nobody thought they'd be up 2-1.
yeah,
Am I picking them to win another game in the series? No. They might win another game, but I doubt it because I think Boston has outplayed them for 90+% of the series. If Boston bricks a bunch of threes, the Knicks can win the game. If Boston shoots that well from 3, nobody's beating them in the entire league because they're going to make 20+ 3-pointers. The problem I have with the Knicks, even in the first couple games, they have been giving up good looks from 3. The question is, will Boston make them? And Pritchard, who had a great game, was wide open on a lot of these shots. I thought the Knicks defense was not very good. Tatum didn't even play that well. Had a couple of 3-pointers in the first half.
yeah.
Thought Brown played pretty well. It felt like the Knicks offensively for the entire series have been in quicksand. Boston's been a step ahead defensively the entire series, and you're hoping that Bridges and Hart and these role players, OG, who I think had like 2 points in game 3, you're hoping that they step up. And I don't know how reliable they actually are. Bridges had a couple of really good fourth quarters. OG had game 1. That's basically it. And now Cat has a broken finger. The Knicks have serious problems offensively. So I like Celtics first half again. I like the full game. Can the Knicks score? I like Knicks team total under. I don't know how this team's actually going to score points against this defense. And Porzingis, who's been battling illness, has looked a little bit better as the series has gone on. That's only good news for the Celtics here. But I'll ask you as the Knicks fan.
Yeah.
If Cat's finger is now broken, how the hell are you going to score 100 points against this team?
It's going to be everybody else, man. I mean, we made some pretty heavy-duty trades for OG and Mikal Bridges, and y'all just can't be on one side of the ball here. Like, I know we talk about how we get mad at players for just being good on the offensive side of the ball and not being able to play defense. It's very, very, very annoying and frustrating when you actually have talent on the offensive side of the ball and you do absolutely nothing with it. And yet, somehow everybody's talking about you because of your defense over the course of the series, but it's like you haven't been able to put the ball in the basket consistently at all. If the Knicks have I will say this, if the Knicks ever have a good game, they are going to win that game. But that is a lot to ask for the Knicks to have a good game in this series here.
It better be game 4. I'm just going to put it this way. I know that you're not dead if you lose this game, but if you win both road games in Boston,
no, they're dead.
You have to win this game. That's just how it goes. But I mean, I'm going to read off the scores that the Knicks have had. These are team totals so far. In the 3 games in the series, 93 in game 3, 91 in game 2, and they scored 100 in regulation in game 1. In the regular season, if you want to throw those games into, scored 109 in the first game, 104 in the second game, 105 in game 3, and in overtime they scored 117. They scored 107 in regulation in the other game. So the Knicks have scored less than, I believe it's 109. They've scored less than 110 every game in regulation. In the 7 meetings against Boston, they scored less than 101 in all 3 games in regulation. I just don't know how they reach to over 100 points when I don't trust half the options offensively on this team. And now Cat has a messed up finger. It's really not a great spot. They've been great on Brunson, besides a couple fourth quarters. It's really a bad matchup. So I'm going to ask you as a Knicks fan, do you think in MSG the Knicks show up? Or do you think Boston shows up again and ties up the series and covers?
I'm an impartial party. You know how people, the announcers, they'll be covering the game and they say, "Oh, well, I can't pick this game because I can't pick this one. I'm biased. I'm covering the game. I can't pick this one." And I've done pretty well of not picking. So, but what I will say is, as if it matters, as a Knicks fan, I am not enthusiastic about this game at all. Not at all. In fact, Scott just made me more excited for the NBA lottery than I am for this game. So we'll see what happens.
I'm going to go with the Celtics, but it's mainly because I think they are legitimately the much better team. And the Knicks won 2 games. I'm happy for them. But Boston, in what I think is a must-win game, you could argue Boston can come back from 3-1 down. Not really the point. Point is, how the hell would you be down 3-1 to this Knicks team? No offense. I think Boston shows up. So I'll go Boston.
All right.
MSG
Rhythm.
MSG doesn't mean anything for home court, and people don't realize
No.
that.
First of all, MSG is home court for the road team.
Except the Pistons in game 1
I
in the
try
fourth
to
quarter.
tell everybody it's home court for the road team because everybody wants to play in Madison Square Garden. For whatever reason, everybody wants to go in Madison Square Garden and kill the Knicks. Everybody.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's insane. Terrence Ross walked into Madison Square Garden and gave him 30.
Yep.
When's the last time we've said Terrence Ross' name? When Terrence Ross was in
He's
the
out of the
league,
league.
when he was in the league, we weren't saying his name on this show.
No.
Seriously.
He's been out of the league for
And
a
he
couple
was,
years.
yes, and he was in, we were not saying his name on this show. He walked in there and gave them 30.
To be fair to Terrence Ross, shout out to the random 50 ball he dropped on Toronto.
And then he went on,
Toronto, I mean.
he went on Clubhouse the day before and said he was going to give them 30 and
Yeah.
did it.
Mm-hmm.
Madison Square Garden is not home court environment. Not at all. Rhythm is your home for AI bat picks and props. Dominate the NBA playoffs and the MLB prop market with Rhythm. Building your own model is super simple and easy. I can do it, so I know you can do it. So head over there and play around with it. Build your model. Check and see how productive your model is. If you don't want to build a model, just take somebody's model who's doing really, really well, copy it, and start betting off of that model. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on as well. 25% off a monthly subscription, promo code SGPN25, and 50% off an annual subscription, promo code SGPN50. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm for a 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM, SGPN25 or SGPN50 for those promo codes. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag, your place to bet every single sport, including the NBA playoffs. If you're like Scott, you probably want to get down on that Celtics first half over there on MyBookie.ag. Easy deposit and get lightning fast payouts with cryptocurrency. And they accept customers from a ton of different locations all over. So head over there to MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Sucker Resort, Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Look, they are giving away an entire fantasy football experience for you and your 12-team league. The winner of this contest will receive a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino for their entire 12-team league. They will hold their draft in a cabana at Stadium Swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit. Plus, drafts go for a long time, so the fact that you got that much, like, come on. And honestly, Scott, I've been to Stadium Swim, and I've been to Stadium Swim at like a prime hour. I don't know how I'm focusing on a draft.
I went to a rhythm party at Circus Swim.
Yeah.
So.
Like, how I have no idea how I'm focusing on a draft if we're doing it in the cabana out there. I mean, there's a lot of other things to focus on. You also get limo transportation to and from the airport, a welcome party at Legacy Club, a reservation at the world's largest sports book with a $500 beverage credit, and a 2-hour open bar package for the league at Overhang Bar. All of that in one contest. All you have to do is apply at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa until June 30th to get that done. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. All right, Scott, let's get to the last game. Minnesota Timberwolves are on the road playing the Golden State Warriors. This is game 4 of the series. Minnesota went up 2-1 in a game that Golden State needed in game 3. Now Golden State's catching 5.5. It opened at 6, and now it's down to 5.5. 199.5 is the total in this one, Scott. Steph is still out.
Yep.
I mean,
they tried so hard in game 3. They tried their best. They don't have enough talent. Shout out to Kuminga. But they tried their best. They just don't have enough guys.
Yeah, it's for me, it's pure. This has to be the T-Wolves no-show for the Warriors to find themselves winning this game.
And Ant no-showed the first 2.5 quarters last game. And then Ant remembered, I can go to the basket.
Yeah.
And he had like 30-something points at the end. So,
and I mean, it's okay to bet a T-Wolves no-show. Like, that's okay to bet. But you have to know that, and I am on it. I'm actually taking the Warriors here, Scott.
Okay.
I'm betting on the T-Wolves no-show. I have no other handicap because the Warriors did everything right in that last game and they still lost.
Except for Draymond.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
Draymond was horrific,
horrible.
but yes.
But they still lost. And I mean, you got Jimmy with the 30-point game. Buddy was good. Kuminga was killing.
Hmm.
That was the Kuminga that I'd be talking about, where he gets benched for a while, then he just comes out and drops these 20-point games.
20.
I mean,
Hit 30 off the bench.
oh yeah, well yeah.
Butler and Kuminga combined for basically 2/3 of the Warriors' points, and they still lost the game. They combined for 63, and they still lost the game.
Podziemski's been horrible.
Yeah, he's been bad.
And I feel like it's at the point where Kerr is not, like, this is probably the point where he needs to bench Podziemski.
I don't know if you can bench him. Most you have on your team. Your team stinks.
And it's like he goes through this rotation of his young guys of they play well and they're on his, they're on his good, like Moody. Moody was starting for a while. Moody was in the good lineup. There was a point in time where they were like, oh, this is it. This is the new death lineup, and it had Moody in it.
Do you know how many minutes Moody played in game 3?
3 probably.
That is correct. He played exactly 3 minutes.
Wow.
Exactly right. He played 3 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Him and Quinn Post each played 3 minutes. That is correct.
Oh, wow. I didn't know I was going to get that. My bad.
Right.
I really just threw that out there.
No, you're right. It's 3 minutes.
No, but he always does that. So, like, now it feels like the time, okay, bro, Podziemski's just not playing well. Just go away from him. Try something else. Try anything else.
I just don't know what you have. You're saying go elsewhere to read off the bench.
No, it's
once
nothing.
Again.
There's nothing.
I mean, your bench right now, you have Kuminga, who is great. You have Looney, who is a center with no real offensive talent. Post, who can't guard anybody, but he can give you some shooting. Payne the second, who can't shoot, gives you defense. And Moody, who's been horrific all series. They started Trace Jackson Davis. Like, I get Podziemski's been horrible. He was 1 for 10 last game. You don't have enough bodies to actually stop playing Podziemski. You can hope that he makes some shots.
The Steph injury really hurts.
When it comes to talent, you got nothing on the entire team. It's why I think Minnesota will win the series. I picked 7 because I didn't expect Curry to get hurt. But the argument is Golden State, their overall roster, is really not deep at all.
Yeah.
And Minnesota's got a lot of depth. I mean, DiVincenzo's been horrible. They started playing him less. I think he played like 13 minutes last game. They kind of pivoted a bit more.
And he made some shots, too.
The issue Golden State runs into without Steph is, 1, they can't score, which we already knew. And 2 is the fact that you're looking at Ant, who finally woke up. It took about 2.5 games, but if Ant's going to play that well and is going to get downhill and not settle for a bunch of bricks from the outside, Minnesota can manufacture offense so much more easily. And shout out to Randall, by the way, with a triple-double. Shout out to Randall in the last game. Minnesota just has more talent. They're deeper. And I feel like Golden State is a team that needed Curry and Butler and high-end talent to bail them out. And they just don't have that anymore. So Golden State, I think that Adam Silver might have misplayed the hand. He was trying to steal game 3 for Golden State. I think they should have saved him for game 4, personally. I got to take Minnesota. I get the argument is Golden State, championship medal, they're going to show up and try to put something together here. But I thought they had their chance in game 3 and they missed it.
Yeah.
63 points from Kuminga and Butler, and you lose anyway. Butler didn't score in the last 8 minutes. Minnesota went out of their way to stop Butler from scoring, and the game was over at that point. I think that's the blueprint. You stop Butler, you hold him to like 20, you dare anybody else in Golden State to hit a shot, and you probably win the game by scoring 103 points. I don't know how many points Golden State's going to score in this game. It's kind of like the Knicks. I have a hard time picking you to win a game when I'm not sure you reach 100 points. So I'll go Minnesota because Golden State might be dead.
And that's why I'm on Minnesota team total under, actually, is because I think that Golden State's defense is going to come up big here. They've been playing so well, like so completely well. And it's just like the scoring is the thing. And I think if Golden State keeps this close, it's a really, really low, ugly game. I think the total dropping after going over the last game is really, really telling to me. I don't understand why that's dropping.
Well, it didn't go over last game. It went to 199.
Oh, what was that? The game before it went over?
And there was a big flurry at the end in that regulation. Like, that game was flying under before the last minute. So I actually understand why the line's priced this way.
I'm perfectly fine with the under here. I think this is an ugly game regardless. I don't know, man. I just feel like the Wolves are gonna no-show this spot. They've got home court back. Steph is not here. Like, if there was ever a letdown in the playoffs, this is all the recipe for, like, there's no reason that you absolutely have to win this game. It's just a very, very, very nice to win this game. And I could see Golden State being in it. I think that I'm gonna go a little bit contrarian here. I do think Timberwolves win the series, so I'm completely off of Golden State winning the series. However, I think Golden State is going to do something weird and win this game tonight, and then that's going to be it. They're going to lose in Minnesota, and then Steph is going to come back in Game 6, and they're still going to lose because he's going to be playing on a hamstring injury that he probably shouldn't be playing on.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Warriors' approach a bit differently. I think if they end up performing well, they have to do so in the first half. This team's not currently built to come from behind. We saw Golden State actually look pretty good in the first half, and then they fell apart in the fourth quarter because the
Yeah.
Timberwolves just had more, I'd say, crunch time options offensively. I don't mind Golden State first quarter in this game. If you think the crowd plays a factor, you think it's a no-show opportunity, Minnesota might sleepwalk for 12 minutes. For 48 minutes, not so much. But for 12, I think Golden State can show up and potentially go up early in the first 10 minutes of this game, lead by a couple, and then lead by like 2 after a quarter. But if Minnesota is going to win this game, they actually can trail at half. Golden State, I think, needs to be leading at half in order to win this game, to have any chance to win this game, because they're not built to come from behind with really no offense to speak of. So if you want to go for Golden State, I will slightly pivot off what you said. I actually don't mind Golden State first quarter in this game, but for the full game, I just think Minnesota's more talented. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm assuming you agree with that. If you want the Warriors, maybe consider halftime full time for the game.
Yeah.
I don't think they can come back if they're down. So
No, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the first
do you
half
agree?
too.
Like
And
if they're
save my
down at
money.
half, do you like their chances? Probably not.
If they're down at half, I would definitely not like their chances at this line. Like if they're down at half, it would be like, I want some big adjusted line and I just threw a random $20 or something on them. All right. Jesus Christ.
These are two ugly games, by the way. They have the potential to be really bad games tonight.
Nah, bro. It could there might not be a lot of points scored at all.
That's what I'm saying. It might be very ugly.
All right. Let's underdog it. Lock. Golden State, Minnesota under 199.5.
Okay.
200 is a lot to ask for. It really is. Dog.
There's not a lot of pretty expectations for these games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like he played around with a points prop, and I mean, there's not much points that's going to be scored. Let's see here. I will go with Mitchell Robinson, and I'm going to pray that they let him stay on the court.
I thought you were going to say you pray and make some free throws, but okay.
Oh, man. Actually, should I do points? Okay, so I was going to do an adjusted rebounds line. Should I do the points line and just bank on him hitting some free throws?
I actually thought about it, but once he made a video talking about how little he cares about it, I knew he 100% cared about it. Missoula's in his head.
Yeah, and it's been so bad, but I feel like I really feel like Mitch can give us one good free throw game.
That makes one of us.
I really do. And by good, I mean hit half.
Yeah.
Because 4 for 12, 3 for 12, it's really, really insane. It is not helping, man. Scott, I kind of want to add the points on it too because I feel like he's going to hit some free throws. But Mitch has been good rebounding, man. And they've been trying to get him off the court because he's been so good rebounding. Give me Mitch 8 rebounds plus 190.
And Cat's fingers messed up. So there's a chance that Cat might play. I don't want to say less than usual, but if he's ineffective, they might try to switch some things up.
10 rebounds is 5-1, Scott.
Okay.
I mean, if they don't hack him off the court, he's easily getting 10.
Yeah.
Easily. Come on, Missoula. Stop being a bitch. All right. There you go. I'm on the Warriors, Timberwolves under 199.5, and I'm on Mitchell Robinson, 8 plus rebounds, plus 185.
All right. So for my lock on the show, I think I'm actually going to go with the same approach for both games. I thought about taking a Draymond under again, just because of how bad he is when Steph doesn't play. But I'll stay away from that. For my lock, give me the Knicks team total under 102.5. So minus 130, I'll take it. If you want to go for 101.5, that should be fine too. But the Knicks can't score in this series. Now, the only concern I have is Scott Foster, who might try to find a way to make this game interesting.
Foul, 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 foul.
However, the Knicks in 3 had 35 free throw attempts, and they only scored 93 points. Do you want to guess how many 3-pointers the Knicks made in Game 3?
Oh, dude, I know this.
I'll give you a hint. It's not good.
4.
They made 5.
Ah, dang it. I was thinking 5 too.
They were 5 of 25 from 3 and scored 93 points with 24 made free throws. Boston's been great defensively. Boston's allowed less than 101 in all 3 games in regulation in this series. I think the Knicks offensively, now with Cat with a broken finger, I mean, it's just a mess. It's a mess for this offense.
Yep.
Boston defensively can switch everything. Porzingis looks better. Horford's been good. Tatum and Brown, despite the offensive struggles, have been good defensively. They got Derek White. They got Drew Holiday. It's really tough for the Knicks to manufacture points. It was tough for them against Detroit to manufacture points. I don't mind the, once again, ugly game script. If the Knicks even cover this spread, it's a rock fight, which works to my advantage. So give me the Knicks team total under 102.5 at minus 130 as my lock. For my dog, give me the Warriors team total under 95.5. It's plus 126. I'm going to take it. It's below the 140 threshold. But you know what? These games are ugly. I'll go for it anyway. Golden State last game got to 97, courtesy of an offensive rebound, Kuminga three-pointer with a flurry at the end of regulation. They were horrible. They scored 31 points in the third quarter, scored less than 25 in every other quarter. They got 63 points combined from Butler and Kuminga, and they still only had 97. This team can't score. Like, they just have no talent offensively. Bajemski's been a mess. Hield's actually been pretty good, but the bench isn't worth anything. The front court's not worth anything. Minnesota defensively, I think you can argue it's a bad look-ahead spot. The counterpoint is, let's try to win the series before Steph comes back. Yep. So I'm going to go with the Warriors team total under. It goes well with what you said. Golden State can still stay in this game with defense, but I see them finishing with 90, give or take. So give me Golden State team total under 95.5 at plus 126 as my dog.
I will admit, I like the play.
I took it in game 2. It was 95.5 default line. They finished with like 90. I'll go back to it.
All right. Oh, was that it?
That's there's only one way Golden State can win. They have to make the game as ugly as possible. It's the only way they have a shot.
All right. Let's see here.
Is it fair to compare these two games, by the way? Just based on like how the underdog at home needs the game to be disgusting to have a shot?
I mean, Daniel, we could take some sides, but if them joints lose, I mean, what you want us to do? Like, I'm trying to give you a bet that I feel like is gonna win. I don't know what to say, man. Underdog?
Sure. We got to throw Draymond in there.
Lower, right?
I'm not taking a higher.
Man, I'm just making sure we're on the
Curry
same
not
page.
playing. Yeah,
I told you,
good.
He's not good when Curry doesn't play, bro. He's not good when Curry doesn't play.
I gave it out on VSiN. I think it was like 19.5, 20.5, and it's like, yeah, he's got like 6 in the fourth.
I caught it right after. I caught it the first game after the Steph injury at 22.5. It's all the way down 19.5 now. It doesn't matter. Lower, Draymond Green.
Do you want to go Kuminga?
Yeah.
I mean, they're out of guys. Whether Kerr likes it or not, Kuminga
has to play him
like 30-plus minutes.
And he's probably going to go out there and go off. Oh, there. No way. No way. Oh, I was about to say. There we go. Like, no way you don't have Kuminga props. That's crazy. All right, higher, 17.5 points.
It's a pretty low number for a guy who we know loves to shoot the basketball when he's on the court.
Let's go back to Josh Hart. Where's his points and rebounds at? 21.5. Yep, that's fine.
Okay, so I actually want to hear your pitch on Josh Hart.
So he's been really, really good. He's really, really good against the Celtics. Like, he has good games. He's always been the piece that the Celtics are like, if we're ever going to concede something offensively, we're going to concede it to Josh Hart. And Josh Hart always comes up big against them. He's been very, very consistent to the line of points and rebounds against them, scoring, rebounding, all of that. And they're going to need it, especially if Cat something with his finger and they're talking about hacking Mitch off the floor. Like, this is also another little good. I've been playing his points and rebounds, and it's been really consistent. So I like to take it here again.
I know it didn't work last game, but to be fair, nobody showed up last game.
Nobody.
Hart has actually gone over this number in 7 of the last 9 against Boston. So
yeah,
there you go.
Draymond Green lower, 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Jonathan Kuminga higher, 17.5 points, and Josh Hart higher, 21.5 points and rebounds.
Once again, might be an ugly day of basketball. So
yeah, might be. So
hopefully our bets win. We're picking ugly games, so that's going to work in our favor. But damn, these 2 games are not going to be pretty.
$100 gets $600 over there. Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. He's at Red Shot Radio. I'm at __. Scott, anything else for people before we get out of here?
Yes, we have a couple of W episodes for the week. So we're going to have a futures episode talking about title odds, etc. Then we got, of course, the start of the season.
Tip off on Friday. And today's the last preseason game, too.
Yep.
Liberty versus the Antelopes.
I saw the Antelopes lost by about 80 to Dallas, I think, the other day. So
they're used to it.
Not a good look, but I'm sure they're getting paid pretty well. Point is, we got a couple of bonus episodes for the WNBA. So the season's starting up. You can find it on this channel as well. So there we go.
And it's also funny because Friday, so a possibility, not going to say it's happening, but there's a possibility that none of the games are good. Possibility. Not saying it's happening. This is not any indication of what I'm going to be doing on Friday. But there is a possibility that none of the games are good to start the season.
Well, you know how we start the season off, though. We always start off with like a wait-and-see approach. We'll take it easy, and we'll try to learn from the first couple games. So that's kind of how we go about it. So whether the games are good or bad, we're going to be taking notes, just trying to get some ideas about these teams when you actually see them in action.
All right. So. With that, that's it. Nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending podcast. Just going to like this. Oh, dude. Scott, if the Knicks win this game, you know how obnoxious I'm gonna be tomorrow.
Honestly, it's deserved. If they're up 3-1.
Yo, if they win this game, I'm gonna be so obnoxious tomorrow.